The movement was begun by a scientist who discovered, quite by accident, these signals being sent. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered.
They want the weapon.
Look out for Charlie.
I want that son of a bitch dead. I want him dead.
What I'm about to show you in this video, if any parent or just member of the public isn't alarmed by this, I would seriously reconsider. This is one of those videos that could open eyes that would not normally be opened. Because once the cat's out of the bag, the cat's out of the bag. When you mess with somebody's corporate reputation or their revenue or how the public views them, you are getting into very real territory that you have maybe not otherwise charted in before. I'd like you to remember that along the way. So I was re-examining the book, The Matrix Deciphered, which is by Robert Duncan. And I haven't looked at this book in years and years and years, but there was a company that I was specifically interested in that I wanted to look up for different reasons. I had completely different reasons for looking this company up. And I will get to that company in a minute. In the meantime, let me fill this in for those of you who don't know. Robert Duncan is a science guy who, by his own words, worked on chatterbots and voice of God weapons for the government without really realizing what he was doing. He doesn't really talk about this now, but he was eventually hit with those same weapons on Halloween of 2004, it says. So he was talking about what happened to him. He was the guy who was villainized for creating this weapon on the Jesse Ventura conspiracy theory show back in 2012 or 2013. And although there are a lot of aspects to these weapons that I agree with Robert Duncan about, through my research and studying the signals, there is a lot that I don't agree with him about. The way it's being propagated and the way it's being used and the way human beings are sensitized to these weapons. There's a lot that we disagree about, but there is quite a bit that we do agree about. But anyway, I was looking up this particular company, and he mentions, I thought someone like my neighbors were pranking me using a technology called ultrasonic heterodyning, not very well known in the United States, except as a weapon made by American Technology. American Technology was the company that I was interested in for a myriad of reasons. I was doing research on something. So I decided to look up American Technology and their patent on that heterodyning weapon. And that was when I stumbled on a terrifying small tidbit of information, and also backing up what I eventually released to the public around 2016 or so. So let's get into this. Here is the American Technology Corporation's patent for an acoustic heterodyning device, which is a voice-to-skull weapon. That's what it is. And they held it for years. It was first patented in 1996. And there have been different versions of this throughout the decades. Many, many versions of this weapon. So, as I'm looking at it, I stumble on the current assignee. The current assignee of this weapon is Turtle Beach Corporation. And I was like, wow, that sounds really familiar. These are the people that make gaming headsets for kids. See right there, current assignee, Turtle Beach Corporation. You've got the Turtle Beach headset for 2021, a range of models, headset reviews, blah, 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 for your kids and your family to use while they sit at the computer. The people that make gaming headsets for your children now own a patent to a voice of God weapon that has been around for decades. Do you understand the implications of this? If you give these people money, you are literally paying into voice to skull operations in one way or another. To hold that patent is nefarious in itself. I don't care what they say it's for. They're going to have shills talking shit, and I do not care what they say it's for. There can only be one purpose, and that is nefarious. Believe me, it is shocking that a headset corporation is the current assignee of a voice-to-skull patent. This is real. Let's check out the Wikipedia description of Turtle Beach Corporation. And Wikipedia is a website that I'm sure you've heard of that makes sure that everything is shot through their lens. The Turtle Beach Corporation, commonly referred to as Turtle Beach, is a global gaming accessory manufacturer based in San Diego, California. It produces gaming headsets for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, Nintendo Switch, and mobile devices, including tablets, just in case. The company has roots dating back to the 1970s, where it developed sound cards, MIDI synthesizers, and various audio software packages, and network audio devices, and also voice-to-skull technology for your kids. They will have some PR guy on this so fast, some ridiculous video about this, making it seem like it's all a big joke or whatever else. If this gets around to enough people, they will try to squash it. My research into the Turtle Beach Corporation brought me back to the American Technology Corporation, where I found an article from September 1996. And yet, these people in 2021 don't know about this shit. It is just amazing to me. And here it is, technology, perfect sound from thin air. And they talk all about it, what they can do, and it's going to rely on ultrasonic waves to generate a sonic hologram or an interference pattern in midair. The technology might also be modified for crowd control applications. The system could target particular individuals with powerful low-frequency sound waves that temporarily disable them. Well, what do you know? It's a weapon. It is a weapon, and it's being held in the hands of a gaming corporation. This should piss you off. If you have kids, this should infuriate you. Listen to what I'm telling you here. You have to pay attention to vague legal terms and patents and prototype talk and all that. For example, what is wearable? Wearable is a tattoo. Wearable is a shirt. A wearable is a fungus on your skin. A wearable is an infection. A wearable is nano. A wearable is anything they legally want it to be. So here in this paragraph, the ultrasonic waves in the prototype are generated by piezoelectric crystals or transducers. If you had a piezoelectric wearable on you, you would become over 50 times more sensitive to these waves than you would normally be, making you the individual that might hear it in the crowd while no one else hears it. You're thinking, but you'd have to see the wearable. What if the wearable was a fungal infection? And I've been talking about this for a long time. You're like, how could a fungal infection be piezoelectric? That's ridiculous. Everything that I was talking about years ago, that they were hinting around about, is coming out in the open now, completely. Here is how a fungal infection would do it. With a simple Google search, infecting wood with a wood decay fungus can boost its piezoelectric output by 55 times. Researchers in Switzerland have discovered. They say that floors built from fungus-treated wood could generate renewable electricity from people's footsteps. Wooden floors rotted by fungi generate electricity. Fungus turns wood piezoelectric, allowing it to power LEDs. Artist bracket fungus helps turn wood into a generator, and it keeps going and going and going. They are lying by omission here. It's not just wood decay fungus, it's fungus. Everybody has this fungal infection. It is everywhere, and it makes everybody at least 55 times a more suitable piezoelectric antenna. This is real. So research these two words together. piezoelectric, and fungus, and think about what it means to have a piezoelectric wearable, degradable material on your body, which is exactly what they're talking about. Let's go back over this real quick. American Technology had a patent for a voice of God weapon since 1996. Within that time, Turtle Beach Corporation has acquired that patent. Turtle Beach Corporation makes your kids' gaming headsets, their controllers, and everything else for gaming. The article Perfect Sound from Thin Air that was released in 1996 clearly talks about this being a weapon. It's not some entertainment device, it's a weapon, and it can be turned into a targeting weapon for individuals. And it works best with piezoelectric materials. They want you to be wearing a degradable material that is a piezoelectric wearable, which the best thing is fungus. And what are they talking about now? Fungus creating electricity and basically operating as an antenna. Now, if this stuff is all over the woods and all over everything, in your home, in your roof, in your skin, on your car, on your tires, in your backyard, and people go, yeah, but how do they get the sound out there? Is it starting to make sense now? You have corporations like Turtle Beach that are acquiring ultrasonic and ELF weapons, making things for your kids to game with. There's something wrong here. So even though I showed you the evidence that fungus is being used to generate electricity, which is basically human body communication that runs on millivolts and is also being used as an antenna, even if you can't handle that and you're not ready, you can at least understand that a weapon, a literal weapon that was invented to make people go insane, has been acquired by a gaming company. And there is something very, very disturbing about that. You should be pissed off. So all the pieces are in place and working. It's just a matter of who they pick to hit with it while your kid plays Call of Duty. Look out for Charlie.